Shalom, shalom, shalom. Israel back again, giving all praise to Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Chakadash. The one said I was a gym master, Ruel Say-Teach-2. I get him out there pushing his word, truth, sincerity, risking freedom in your life to do so. This is going to be a short video, but once again, we speak of doom and gloom, but that's because that's the times that we're in. Right now is not a good time. It's not a nice time. You know, it's time of judgment concerning the Edomites, all right? And all the people that fought against Jerusalem. So it says, once again, from Zero Hedge, Biden warns nuclear Armageddon threat back for the first time since Cuban Missile Crisis. Look at that. This is as of today, 26 minutes ago. President Joe Biden said on Thursday that the threat of nuclear Armageddon, which we talk about all the time, Joel 3, is at its highest level since the Cuban Missile Crisis, and people were freaking out during the Cuban Missile Crisis. But nobody's complaining now, which is funny because this is the nuclear war is a lot worse than what they had back then, which is, I believe, the atomic warfare. You'll do a lot more destruction. And it said, and that the U.S. is trying to find an off-ramp for Russia before they begin to use the use of tactical nuclear weapons. Which is, they even threaten something like that, man. Should have people concerned that at one click of a button and wipe out a whole city. You know, and with a few missiles you could wipe out an entire country. You see? But nobody seems to care. But it said we're trying to figure out what is Putin's off-ramp, meaning where he's going to get off. Where does he get off? Where does he find a way out? Biden said at a fundraiser in New York City for the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee at the New York home of James Murdoch, the son of News Corp chairman Rupert Murdoch. Where does he find himself in a position that he does not only lose face but lose significant power in Russia? Quote, he is not joking when he talks about potential use of tactical nuclear weapons or biological and chemical weapons, because his military is, you might say, significantly underperforming. Biden added, because U.S. is sending military-grade weapons using Ukraine as a proxy army to do his dirty work. And everybody knows this, which is going to cause Russia to say, you know what, the hell with Ukraine and Babylon. But we know it's a few more prophecies that had to take place before that can happen. They said, Biden adding, according to Bloomberg, I don't think there's any such thing as ability to easily use tactical nuclear weapons. Armageddon. Biden's comments related to why his admin is buying up $290 million in anti-radiation drugs. So it says Putin has renewed his nuclear threats as he announced the annexation of Ukrainian territory, some of which Russia doesn't control, and with the call up of 300,000 reservists to reinforce his flag invasion. When the territorial integrity of our country is threatened, we will certainly use all the means at our disposal to protect Russia and our people. Putin said in a televised national address, this is not a bluff. So he's obviously saying he's not playing. Biden's dire language comes in a stark contrast to his national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, who said last week that the U.S. doesn't Putin. All right, it's a typo. U.S. doesn't think Putin is serious. All right. We do not presently see indication about the imminent use of nuclear weapons, he said. We are, of course, monitoring that carefully and staying in close consultation with allies and partners. Sullivan added that the U.S. has warned of severe consequences of Russian using nukes. Why is there always talks about this, man? Why? Because we know why. Isaiah 13:19, Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency should be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It should never be inhabited, neither should be dwelt in from generation to generation. Now Babylon, which was ancient Iraq, was never annihilated by nuclear war or fire from heaven like Sodom and Gomorrah. That was the only place that ever got hit with fire from heaven was ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, not ancient Iraq, which the scriptures was Babylon, which was Babylon at one point in time. So what is that talking about now? It's talking about present day Babylon, which is, the U.S. of A. And it says, should not be dwelling from generation to generation, neither shall Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satires shall dance there. All right, so it's clearly telling you desert creatures are going to be on the lands of Babylon. And this is going to be recompense for iniquity, you see, for what was done to us. Jeremiah 50:40, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, shall no man abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell therein. And that's clearly talking about, Babylon, modern day Babylon. You see? When you jump to 34, it's going to say, they redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name. He should thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. The sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. It's clearly showing you. And I just wanted to get a quote from one of my favorite movies, The Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes in 1968. This movie came out in 1968. And it says, beware the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn, alone amongst God's primates, which is really talking about Israel. He kills for sport or lust or greed, yea, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land. It's talking about Esau. Let him not breed in great numbers, for he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him, drive him back into the jungle lair, for he is the harbinger of death. What does harbinger mean? A person or a thing that announces or signals the approach of another. Meaning, once you see him, he's bringing death. And it's no surprise, man. Anytime you see these guys, he's coming to kill you, so... Another video, man. Just further confirmation, man. We getting close. So with that, I want to say shalom. Oh, praise the Yahweh Shalom. Shalom.